Well, welcome back to Stationeers. Once again, we are still on Venus, and yeah, I had to start planting some more potatoes to get more oxygen, to try to make more water and more high volatiles, I should say. And yeah, how's my hydration? 46%, and I have no water in bottles. Okay, how are we doing for breathing oxygen? We are doing pretty darn good. How about here? We're doing good. Should probably start replanting these to get more O2, right? Right. Oh, good to see you. Yes. Okay. The rest of you are doing what you're doing. You're doing what you're doing. Turned you off because reasons. Okay, that's enough. If I have to let out some CO2 into here to replenish, that's fine. You're going to continue to cool down. You've got a decent amount of pressure. So, okay, we should be good in here. What are you? You are empty. You are... Ah, you've got a little bit of water in you that I can't get out. So, yeah, the little canister was not filling up as much as I thought it should. So I had to put back the portables connector, which means I should go out and check my water situation. Right. Let's put suit back. Oh, let's eat this because don't want leftovers, right? Speaking of which, let's go ahead and close it up. Let's open you up. We're still over 9,000 9 megapascals in there, so we'll leave that be. Let's go out here. How's our power? Our power's almost completely full, so we're good to go there. We have some... Oh, can't check the... we have 2 spare canisters. Oh, 2 up there. Oh, game. Reality's breaking. Power is okay-ish. Okay, I really don't have time to fool around. Let's check on things. You are... Oh, we did have a storm come in, so I was able to capture quite a bit of the much, much cooler air. So hopefully another storm will come in and, right. Now, how are you doing? You're still toasty. Right. Water. Water. Was able to make a little bit more water. Yes. Yeah. How are we doing here? We are doing remarkably well. There. That's still rather toasty on the heat output. Does that mean that we actually... Okay, that's coming down pretty good. We have any... Oh, that's right. I took away those utilities. How are we doing here? Yikes. How many times can I say that needs to come down. I did rearrange some things, as you can tell. Right. So, that seemed to be cooling down pretty good, as evidenced by this. So I decided, instead of trying to cool this down, and then have that get cooled down, to then cool that down, to be pumped into there, to then cool that down. There was a lot of cooling down that was not making this very efficient. So as you can tell, this is slowly going down. Emphasis on the slowly. And so what I have here is, well, we've got the mass of, actually quite a bit of mass of the gases in here, which will go towards cooling the water, well, the gas is in here in order to condense to the water into here. This can hold, by the way, 100 liters. So realistically, I don't really have to worry about this unless the pressure gets really, really high, which with water, I normally don't have to worry about. And since this can hold 620 liters, I could probably get rid of that other utility and be perfectly fine, but why not? But if I go ahead and open this up, which I really don't want to do, but I'm going to do it anyway just for demonstration purposes, that's going to go up. Well, that's going to go way up. Turn that off. And so that will slowly cool down all of this, which will then ever so slowly deal with that. Now that's going to come down fairly quickly. I say that as it fluctuates, because it's going to fluctuate. But most of that heat, of course, is then going to get transferred over to here. And this is maintaining. It's fluctuating a little bit, but that's normal. And then it's going to shove it all out there. How are we doing there? Ooh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's get you going. Right? You're up to there. That's fine. How are we doing over here? You're turned off. You're empty, but you are not. How are we doing over here? We got a fair amount. We do actually have a fair amount. I'm about to run out of hydration on myself. So, one of the things that I did do, was, well, you know, when you need to do things, you tend to oftentimes do them. You really do need another storm, but I did get trade up and going. Not as big as I wanted to, because hello, be with you in a minute. I haven't gotten the 9x9 pad up all the way as of yet, but there was enough to get a 3x3 in. And more importantly, no, you have. He's got water. Yeah, he has water. He not only has water, he also has steam. Now, normally I would be like, why do I care about steam? Normally I wouldn't, except for the fact that, well, it's just really hot water, and I could really use the water. But this is more interesting. Now, the difference between the two, is it worth 8 more credits per unit to have liquid than steam? I'm going to say, heck yeah, because that means I don't got to cool that down. No. So that's probably what I'm going to do. In order to do that, I need to add on to this. Which means I need to have an extra. I need to have an atmospheric steel, and right. Shoo! Let's get that printed out before I completely get dehydrated. Anytime now. Come on, you can do it. How much water is in there? Ooh, yes, I made that noise. Yeah, that's gonna take a little bit to cool down, isn't it? Yeah. How are you doing, though?
Hydration critical.
Right. Well, I know, deep subject. I really do need you to get cooled down, don't I? And, I could let that, I mean, What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, I could quit whining and get the trade completely set up to where I can actually get the water. That would be kind of nice. Could do that. Yeah, I could do that. How about we do that? Now, there has been an update to the game, as you may well know, and don't need that pesky data cartridge anymore. So I'll just I'll put it somewhere safe because we're probably going to need it soon. I'll put you there. So now I have an open spot to put something that I absolutely don't need. Right. Anyway, atmospherics. Atmospherics. Right. Now, if I remember correctly, it was pad. There we go. Landing pad atmospherics. How many am I going to need? Yes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to need, so I should probably print out more than I need, so then I'll have them when I don't need them. That makes sense. Well, if this is like the regular pads, it'll be a stack of 10. Shoot, let's just go for 10 and see where we go from there. Now, one of the updates to the landing pad atmospherics is you can hook a portable tank directly into the thing. And, yeah, the things are insulated now, so, yeah. Now, the downside is... Oh. Downside is how am I going to keep track of what I've actually purchased and used versus what I've made and used? No. So what I could do is... What would I want? A portable's liquid tank. Mark II. What do I need? I need iron and steel. Iron and steel. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Mark II. Iron and steel. I could do steel. Steel's no problem. Oops. Sure. That's enough. Oh, iron. Right. I know what I'm doing. Sure, give me one of those. And, right. I'm all over the place. Now, I was able to bring that back up. Sell a few items. So I got a little bit more credit than I had before. So hopefully this won't be an issue. Right. Oh, you're a big guy, aren't you? Okay, so let's turn you guys off. Let's turn... Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, I'll pick you up. You're fine. Really wish I'd have a... Wait till I get the water, and then we can go ahead and have a storm come in. So that would be really handy to have a storm come in right about now, but not right now, but now. Where am I going to put this balloon thing? I hadn't thought that far ahead. Do I have... I've got steel sheets, but I don't have, oh! Inventory, silly. Grab steel sheets, please. Go. I have this. So, what if I were to do this? Let's expand it out a little bit more than I normally would, because why not? Okay, I close you to my tools. Yeah, it would help if I have the sheets in the hand, so. Okay, right, so, landing pad tank, gas input, gas output, Liquid input. Liquid output. Tank. Ooh, it's a big tank. That's kind of nice. Ooh, connector gas. Connector liquid. There we go. And the connector would go there. So, if we go ahead, put you like so. Right. What do you need? You need liquid pipe and a screwdriver. Okay, that would be straight liquid pipe, right? Not the insulated stuff. I shall return. And start huffing puffing. It's okay. We're okay. Hurry up. That's insulated. I need regular. Regular's going to be in. There we go. Heavy breathing right on cue. Did I hit the button? Click on the button. Right. Heavy breathing. Not in here. In the other room. In the other room. And open you up again and grab you. 4. Isn't that what I needed? I don't remember. There we go. We're at full capacity again. Let's go. Need a screwdriver, right? Right. Oh. Yep. Burning through that power pretty good. I may have to actually expand that. But first, let's get this trade going. Now, trade is a perfectly valid way of getting things that you absolutely, positively need right now, maybe even yesterday, and so I do not consider this a fail for this run. Just a, well, I wish it could have gone better. You probably need to hook up to data. Huh. That'd probably be a good idea. Let's get that and that. I may want to add more modules, so let's just come out here. Come on. Right. So, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to put that over there. All right, we'll put that away. Let's just get you out and about. Right. Come on, game. Don't do that. It really irritates me when you do that. Now, let's go ahead and wrench you down. Right, and we'll want you to do that. So, let's go have a little chatty chat. Hi. Thank you for hanging around. I really do appreciate it. And, yeah, give me... I got it all. Okay. Let's close you out. Let's, now, if I do that... Where's my water? I want my water. That's why I put you in there? There's no other switches. Don't tell me I just bought a bunch of water and I can't get to it. What are you doing? Okay. So I have 25 liters in there. Great. Is that the wrong... What if I do that? There we go. That's kind of weird, but... Oh, okay. Ah, I see. Arrow into the machine, or out of the... Yeah. Right. Hey, look at that. Okay, let's turn you off. Yeah, you're stable. You're not going down. Let's get you inside.
Health low.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I guess I should. I do appreciate your. Get the hell out of here. I gotta drink. Bye. Storm's coming. Okay. Oh boy, it's getting interesting. Storm's on its way, and I'm gonna get more cool air. Relatively cool to. Right. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. Today, please. Now. Thank you. Who built this place? Because this is just ridiculous. Right. I mean, this is Venus. I mean, trade is perfectly allowed. In fact, it's expected. It's not just allowed. It's one of the things they want you to do really, really, really early on. And well, I just, I guess I lost the memo or didn't read the email or right. Come on. Yep. Yes. Come here. Here. Now, out of curiosity, I can hook you up just fine. Before I turn you on. Let's take the empty bottle out. How much could you do before having an issue? 58%. Okay, not horrible. Let's turn you on. Let me drink you so I quit the heavy breathing. Alright. Let's put those back. Check the water. Ooh. Yeah. That's... Yeah. Okay. You guys are doing fine. Right. All planted. Put you there. You. Let's go ahead and pick you up as a celebratory. Hey, we did a trade for water and it worked. Yay. Nummy nummy tater. No sour cream, no chives, no butter. What is this? I'm living like a barbarian with a microwave and such. Anyway. Okay, so that was successful. That was successful. Yay. So now I have 2 tanks. You're welcome. Yeah, so I'll just leave you there doing your thing. And that means I can keep the other one out there. So I can just do a hot swap. I think that'll work. Of course, I'm thinking way ahead in the future. Like, I'm going to be able to fill up a whole tank with 700 and some odd liters of water. It'll be wonderful. I can dream, can't I? Let's go ahead and top off our oxygen, even though I don't need to, but why not? Close the lid. Let's see what we got going. How's our water production? Are we at a storm right now? I think we might be at a storm right now. Can't tell. Wouldn't it be awesome? We are not at a storm right now. So the energy that we've collected is from the solar panels and a little bit from the wind turbines, which is fine. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to check to see what you were doing. You were doing... You know... What are we doing here? We got loads of stuff stored in there. Okay, you're condensing. Great. Okay. Okay. So just that little amount of that having been opened up was enough to get this down and have that carry down with it. So, you know what? I'll take it. I will take it. How are we doing temperature? Oh, that's great. Okay. So we could go ahead and do that a little bit more, right? That'll help bring that down, which will help bring this down. And since we've bought ourselves quite a bit of time, actually, with the water over there, I can probably let this actually fill up. So we can go we can go hog wild then over here. So we open you up now. Let's use up this oxygen, because why not? Right, you're set to that, which is fine. So you're going to stay topped off. You're going to get used up quite a bit, but that's okay. As that's being used up, that's going to get topped off by that. Okay, we're doing fine. So that means you ought to be going like crazy. The temperature will slowly go up here. Transfer over to you, which you're still pretty nice and hot. I did get some more water into you, which, yeah, that's a problem. Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to do. I was going to, okay. Let's turn you off then. We'll just go ahead and use you up. What I was going to do was get the water squeezed out of this and then put it back into there. But anywho, it's neither here nor there. Right now, I just need to worry about you are rather warm. Ooh, you're really rather warm. That's going to help pull you all down. Don't want to overpressure this. So, I know I'm well away from being overpressured. I say that now until I pump in some more of this water into there. Which, to be fair, I probably will do. That is definitely going up because of that. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Sure. Sure we are. How are you doing? You're doing just fine. Yeah, there is a fair amount of water in there, but it'll work. It'll work. It's not fast, but it'll work. How are we doing in the other room? Because this might be the. Oh, I'm still pumping in from there to try to cool that down. Right. Might want to stop that. What if I pumped some of you back into there? That's gonna make that go up. Let that equalize. And that's going to actively be cooling down via this. How convoluted is the system? I don't know, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay. Sure. Everything will be fine. I just need to get that cooled down a bit and pressure that up a little bit more. Need to get a bunch more water so I can put water into there. Yeah, maybe I ought to look for more traders. I have a feeling this is going to take a while, huh? Right. Having said that, how are you doing? Well, you're slowly, ever so slowly. Ever so slowly. Well, it is going to take a while. I think what I will do, though, is I'll turn you off. And I will cycle through more of this gas in order to get that H2O condensed into here. Now, this will start to cool down pretty good, though. I do that. Let's not overdo it. Remember about that pollutant. And yeah, that bumped up that temperature pretty high. That's okay. That's going to cool down. That's going to heat up. I think it'll be fine. You're going to... See, that's already back down to below 20 degrees. I mean, that's impressive. I am tempted to do this, though. Get you emptied into there. I'll give you more mass to absorb changes in heat. Okay. For a completely inefficient system, it's actually still working. I need to make more money for trade, though. Right. What if I just help you along, and we'll get you cooled down, ish. That'll spike. That's what we got to do. It's what we got to do. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let you heat up way hot. Let you heat up way hot, and let you, not you, but you, yeah, heat up way hot. Now, I'm trying to remember if I had this. There's a storm. Yeah. Getting that sweet stuff in. Yep, nice and cold-ish. Colder. Okay, that is open. That is completely open, so that is actively getting cooled over there. That's 71.6. 71.6. Okay, still pulling O2 out of you. Might turn you off. Still haven't shipped you yet? I really need to work on it. Oh, how are the, ooh. Glad I looked. Ooh. Are you okay? You're here. We'll put the empty one there. Pull that there. Switch you around. I do need to chip you, don't I? So I don't have to worry about you. Right. So you're still at 71.9. You're at 120. You're going up, which makes sense because of all the heat. That is slowly going up. That is still coming. Well, doesn't look like it's coming down, but it's coming down. Which means this is coming down. Yep. Slowly. Ever so slowly. How are we doing in here? Right. We are very warm. That's okay. I still have 6 potatoes in there. I should probably, yeah. Just out of curiosity, did get a lot of oxygen into here.
Oxygen low.
It's not still very great, but that'll be alright. Oh. More pipe. Right. So that's cooling that down. Now, what I may do is if I were to hook up another cooling unit to pump the heat from in here into that vent there, because I do need to think about getting this up and running. I don't have the materials for the Larry, but this is going to expand our oxygen production like crazy, which kind of need. That and expand the volatile production, which I also kind of need. That will expand my water production, which I kind of need. And then that will put me in a worse position to try to cool it down, which I really need to find out how to do. So, yeah. Sounds about right. So O2, I've got... Well, I have a fair amount of O2 I need to get through. You're slowly doing your thing. Wow, that's a lot of O2. I'm assuming that this has topped off, and that is... Well, that's still going. It's running out, but it's still going. Just want to make sure... Oh, I still got a long ways to go before that gets up to 30 megapascals, so... Well, I mean, I've got the stuff. Let's make it, right? Let's make it, and let's get it done. Okay, that's condensing. Alright, that has come down. That's holding steady at about 164, which is impressive, considering how hot that gas is. And we're talking 36 megapascals, so there's pretty much as much density as you're going to get. I don't want to go much higher than that because, well, temperature fluctuations tend to go boom or burst. Yeah. I've had enough of that, thank you very much. Don't want any more. Same thing with the coolant. I'm pretty much where I want to be. I could put more in there, more pressure, but... Let's see how this does. Let's see how this does. I mean, 8.5 megapascals is nothing to sneeze at, so... Right. I will... What will I do? How much have we collected? It's collecting. Alright, I'll have to keep an eye on that, but yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. Alright. Sure, I'll leave you open then. You still have quite a bit of liquid nitrogen in there. I'm almost tempted to pump it directly into here. Or I could put you over in there and let you cool that down. That's a thought. I could do. Come here. Come here. I could do that. Here. Why don't you, let's see, we are 55, so if we turn you up to 60, you will start to get nice and cold. What if I... Yeah. Game. Quit doing that, game. Don't get near any of the cables, though. No. I heard you. Get away from... Cable's bad. Let's just, turn you up a bit. Let's get some stuff flowing. get this up to around 75 kilopascals, just like the survival room. Let's turn that off. It's probably enough to cool this down a wee bit. I didn't burn anything, did I? No. I was just doing the zappy zappy as a warning. Take those warnings seriously. Yeah, it didn't cool it down as much as I thought. Should I... I mean... You know what? Why not? Let's just go crazy, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Besides, I can always need to pump more atmosphere in here anyway, which is going to be really warm, so that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah, so if I go ahead and get a air conditioner set up here, that will better regulate this space here. Right. I should think about getting the top taken care of. Now, there's nothing to say I couldn't start thinking about putting a second level in. Because yes, I could do that. Now, should I do that? That's a different story. Are you done yet? Wow, you still have a lot of... Who knew that you had so much cooling in one little tank? Anyway. Right. Okay, I think that will be sufficient. Which means we still have a decent amount of cooling left in there. Wow, we're at zero temperature. 0 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Sure I do. How are you doing? Okay. You're completely... You know, if I get rid of you, that should allow you to start cooling down. Irregardless of what's in here. I don't have to keep pushing you back and forth, back and forth. You will automatically be taken care of by this. Which is struggling, but it's doing its thing, so I can't complain too much. Then I can pump some of you back in. Now you're not doing horrible. You're definitely a lot colder than that, so you're still chugging away, aren't you? How are you doing? Well, I got a fair amount of stuff, so yeah. Keep on keeping up. 956 moles of steam? That's not bad at all. Pretty decent temperature, too. That's gonna... Okay. Okay, you done yet? You're getting there. You know, I just might let this get down to a reasonable temperature anyway. Because it's not going to be lost. Right.
Hydration critical.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. And how are you doing? You're still doing your thing. You're getting there. Still plenty of heat coming off that gas. So, how are you doing here? 0.2 liters, that's not bad. Let's get you transferred over. Okay. Alright, so you're recondensing. You're going to slowly start coming down in temperature. Alright. How quickly will you come down if I turn that off? That's going to start coming down pretty quick. Eventually that should start coming down, right? It's slowly, but it's getting there. It's going to get faster and faster as... Oh yeah, look at that now. Pretty soon that's going to speed up fairly quickly. That's going to come down, which means that's going to come down, which means once I open the valve back up, that's going to, well, it'll come down slow, but once I get more mass in here as basically as a heat reserve, a heat sink, that will do better. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. That be the case, let's leave you open then, which means, yeah, it's gonna make that go back up, but it's all gonna start cooling down, which is what I want. Let's go get some more water. How, storm's over, right? Oh, nice. Okay, good call, adding those tanks and those extra vents. Absolutely good call. So you're doing your thing. You're keeping that topped off, right? Having said that, do I need... Oh, yeah. Presence of liquid. What? Damage... Oh, damage due to the... Oh. Right. Yeah, we got to fix those, huh? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. There's nothing in there right now. Is there anything else in here? No. So that's completely emptied out. Okay, you know what I really should think about? Seriously? Swapping this out for an advanced furnace. I'm at a place where I've got reliable heat. And, yeah, I do need to replenish my coal. Oh! Oh, I hate when that happens. Actually, let's, just swap a battery around with... Okay, wireless battery in there. Let's do that. Huh, what can I put in here? How about another wireless battery? That's an idea. No, wrong one. There we go. Okay. You're still working. Now, I did have a thought. Yes, it hurt. What I could do is, since this is in Kelvin, I could have the other display in Celsius, so I don't have to try and do maths. That's a crazy idea, I know. But it would make a lot more sense, I think, than having this temperature the same as that temperature that's right next to each other, and I could just say that, yeah, the one network is the one network, and I don't need to Right. But having Kelvin and then Celsius on, gives you a better idea of what's what. You see 284 and you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's so hot. I was like, no, it's actually around 10-ish degrees or so. Or 11 for that. Yeah, 11. Which is, a lot different than 284 or 354 for the, yeah. So there's that. Out of curiosity. Ooh. You're fixing to get ready to start condensing that, lutant. What if I turn you off for the moment? That should allow you to... Let's turn you off for the moment. That'll start allowing you to cool down, right? A little faster, perhaps? Come on, you can do it. You know you want to do it. Oh, that's right. 151, 152 is where... Okay, so that's not going to get cooled down, and that is going to start to heat up ever so slightly. And there's the breath. There's the breath. There's the breath. So you're going to start to heat up because... Actually, you're not, because that's so... Ooh. That's right. I was going to pressurize you, wasn't I? What if we do that? Okay, what if we do that again? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Wait for it to equalize. Okay. Right. Are you condensing yet? No. How about you? No, but you're getting a lot closer. Okay, I can live with that. All right. Water. Oh, storm. That means I need to go out there with tape and fix up things. Right. Right. You go there. Let me put you guys away. Right, got that there. I'll need to check for something. Right, put you away there. I've got more tape there. Which I'll put there. I've got the lockers out there, so yeah, let's get water. I've got tape, right? I've got tape. Water. Need water. Have potatoes. You know what? Fill you guys up. Turn you off. What are you? My mood is increasing. Okay, I don't know why my mood would be increasing. Sure. Sure, it's increasing. Here, I have some potato. Fresh off the floor. Nummy. Let's... No. Thank you. Oh, we're still third. Okay. So we're still collecting. CO2 is going down, which is fine. That's still relatively cold, which is fine. Okay. I guess I should probably harvest all this stuff, huh? Right. Okay. I have plastic sheets for a reason, I'm sure. Let's close you up. Let's get back out at it. Let's see. You know what? Might need an extra one in there. How's my suit doing? Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm doing good. Anything else that I need to worry about before I forget what I'm worrying about? No, I think I'm good there. Oh, tape! Silly. Right. Get this stuff out of my inventory, and let's stock up on some of the wonderful, wonderful tape. Now, check my other thing. Okay, that I still have that water ice. How ironic. Maybe I really should get ice crusher up and going. I don't know. What about in here? How we do? Okay, we've got one roll of tape there. So I'm pretty much where I need to be. Right. Right. Yep. Get up to go. Oh, speaking of which, do I need to replenish any? Oh yeah, I need to replenish plenty of tape there. But first things first. Let's go fix the deals. Because pretty soon I'm gonna need it. I said it and it became so. I think I need to print myself up a bunch more tape. Right, put that there. We will boost up. And we'll put the extra tape in the big locker. Wow, 3 whole extra rolls. How about that? Three whole extra rolls. Right. How are we doing in here? It's getting toasty because of that, no doubt. Yeah. How's that translating over to here? Okay, that's down to 132. That's at 184. Alright, so... Okay. That beats the 160... It was 164 if I remember correctly. Yeah, that'll work. I do need to get you chipped. I had a chip, and then I don't have a chip because I put the chip away and I need to go get a chip. I also need to check on trade since it's automatically doing its thing. Thank you, Mick, for your script on the satellite. Because works like a charm. I had a chip right there in front of me. Yeah, let's get you moved out because I want to expand the trade to do other things like capture some of that gas, like the steam, since I have a way to condense it. Just not a very efficient way. Right, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's iron frames. I don't want iron frames. Let's put you down there. That's old tool belt, old mining belt. What did I want? What am I trying to do? Trying to do the chip. That's right, which means I'll need you. You know, I have all these other chips. I really want to get you guys up and running. I need a chip there and a chip there. Automation wise, and yes, I'm gonna use another script for Mick because Mick knows what he's doing, and well, you know. clear you. Wait a minute. Yes, we'll confirm that, but we'll put you in into there. Yes. If I were in a different situation, I could definitely see myself trying to tackle the Larry script and the printer logistics myself. It would take forever and a day, trust me. But I could see me trying to tackle that. But it's Venus, so no. Now, this is on the workshop. Look for printer logistics version 4. It works great. He does a lot of cool things. You notice he says optional beside the stacker, the sorter, vending machine, and the button. That's because he goes ahead and looks for where is it? Yeah, device not found, right? So this is a batch device not found, or not set rather. Get the proper terminology. So he's checking for the button. Is the button actually in existence? If not, skip down. Let's go to the next thing where he's going to check for the sorter. He's going to not check for the printer because it's kind of silly. You need the printer, right? This is the whole point of the printer logistics, is to work with the printer. So, yeah. But as far as the rest of it, he checks for it. If it's not there, ignore the instructions. Go to the next section. So for, so on and so forth. As you're right. So we'll confirm that. And I'm going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I need 4 of those. So let's just do that. Come on. Switch it out. Hit the right button. Right. So all we got to do is want to set up the printer itself. Well, we'll have to set the pins for the printer and the associated stacker, which means we need to rename the stackers. So, yes. So that's already auto lay. That's fine. Let's call this the auto lathe stacker. And then we got the chip in there, correct? Yes. So if we were to just turn this on, because it's checking for this anyway, and if it doesn't have it set, which it actually doesn't have anything set, it's not going to worry about it. But we're going to go ahead and set the printer now. Oh, auto lathe, nice. Now again, turn this on, reset the code. It's not looking for this, even though it wants one. It's not going to check it because it doesn't see it as a device on the housing. So all we need to do is, I always turn the housing off before I start changing settings, just so as not to screw up anything else on the circuit. But however, let's go to the, where are you? Don't make me a liar. Auto lathe stacker. There we go. So now, I always have a habit of resetting the code. Now, if we turn this on and say, for instance, what do we have in here? We have any steel? And let's say we wanted some flat walls, right? That's going to require steel, which we don't currently have in the machine. Let's go grab some steel. 100 units of steel. Get in there. It takes 1 unit of steel for each wall. So let's say, I don't want 150 walls. Let's say I only want 10. Now they come in a full stack of 30 on their own. So let's just say I wanted 10. We set the stacker to 10. We have enough in there to do the thing. Everything's turned on. Let's just double check. Yeah, that's auto lathe. That's auto lathe stacker. Hit the print button. And we wait. And when it gets to 10, it'll spit everything out and it'll stop printing all on its own. Boom. There you go. stopped all on its own. It was 10. You have a stack of 10. There you go. I think that's worthwhile. Now, yeah, it can be a little bit tedious, always constantly having to change the stacker setting. But if you want to set something, let's say you wanted, oh, I don't know, 1 stack of cable, and you needed to go off and do something else. Set it up, let it get started printing, you walk away, you know that it's only going to do what you tell it to do, assuming it has the resources. And if you go ahead and be adventurous enough to set the rest of it up like you're supposed to, well, you know, you can or cannot, or don't have to. Whatever you want, you can set it up. So if you want to do the full tilt boogie, put the sorters in, put the vending machine in, put the button in. Yeah, it's a really cool deal. I'm not gonna lie, it really is cool. But get the rest of these set up. I already have the thing in the thing. Right. Okay, that's all done. Still have the chip with the thing. Oh, right. Let's get you into there. Let's edit you, clear you out. This is the library. We'll confirm and export. So you are at 0 bytes. Let's go ahead and take you into the other room. Let's get you set up. You know. No, it's the wrong way. What I would like to do. Okay, so you're. That's there. That's there. Okay. How are you doing? I don't have the. You're empty. You're at 21. Okay, I do have you set to 40. How are you doing? You're... Wow. You're up there. You're... Wow. Okay. How are you doing? You still got plenty of that? You're still chugging up. Man, you got a lot of volume in that tank. Okay. I'm assuming this is slowing down due to the pressure that's in there. If I were to put a pump into there, would that speed that up? It probably would. How about I turn you off? You will slowly go down, or... Yeah, I call that slowly. Yeah, that's slowly. You got a... That's... Decent amount of water going into there. So that's going to continue to fill up. How are you doing? You should be... Okay, you're coming down pretty nicely. Okay. So, if I were... Of course, that's going to be... Yeah, there's no real easy way to do that, is there? I could take that off temporarily. I could, actually. Yes, since I'm not using the furnace right now. Let's go ahead and take that off. Let's just put you there. So that'll stop the transfer of heat to there. Let make me seriously think about getting an advanced furnace in there. Because, switch back over to this, please. Thank you. Yeah, we've got the heat. I can pump in some cold into there. My only concern is, do we have enough volume? Do we have enough volume? Also, the water. The water is going to be the thing that's going to kick me in the tuchus. You know what I could do? What are you set to? You are set to that. What if I turn you on and we get to pumping you into there? Okay. Yeah. We'll do that. That's going to have to get up to high pressure before that'll start really pushing anything into there. But at this point, it's like... let me turn those off just to be on the safe side. We have anything in there? No, not really. That's fine. This shouldn't. At this temperature, there's no way that any of this should start liquefying. But let's just be a little on the safe side, right? No harm, no foul. Let's get you pumped out. Looks like there's a decent amount of volume in here to be able to do that. I know there's a fair amount of volume there, but it looks like it's transferring over pretty good. That'll start, hopefully, start doing its thing. If not, I can always swap the turbo pump over there real quick to facilitate the transfer over to that tank, which still has plenty of room in it. That's why I'm not too concerned about this. Okay, this is slowing down. Well, probably because this is up at 15 megapascals, so it makes sense that it would be slowing down. It's cooling down because, oh, right, because of that. Might as well close you, because there's no reason for you to continue to do your thing. Well, that's going to go up in temperature, because, well, that's really hot, and that's what it does. It's just going to take a while for this to do its thing, so we'll just leave it alone. Again, that's got a long ways to go before it gets anywhere near danger point, so that's fine. You. Yes, let's get you taken care of. So, probably the first thing we want to do is snip you and put a... Get it in a second. Where are you? I know I saw one. I know I saw one. Where did I see one? Not there. There. Yes, transformer. Get a transformer on this thing to isolate the circuit. Let's go ahead and pump you up to, oh, I don't know, 4,500 is fine. Can turn you on. Works. That works. Right. So, what do I want to do? Well, what I would like to do is if I can get a pipe analyzer there, I could figure out what's on this side. That's not what I wanted. I want that. That way, if this gets too high, though it really won't matter, will it? Because what'll happen is pressure regulators are going to push this up to 40 megapascals. Once it reaches that, it's going to stop pumping through. So then I'll be able to read what the pressure is here and say, hey, stop at whatever. We could go say 45 megapascals, that'll be fine. We can also say, hey, if the temperature of the incoming gas is above whatever temperature, let's say, oh, I don't know, 50%, 50%, 50 degrees Celsius, then go inactive, right? Because we want relatively cool oxygen going into there. Secondary reason to possibly do that would be if we needed an emergency supply real quick to store, we could, which means I probably would move this somewhere else. I could move that over in this corner here with a with its own regulator. Yeah.
Hydration critical.
And I'm thirsty, so we'll take care of that first. What did I want to offload real quick? I'll offload you, and sure, you as well. I'll hold on to the cable. I'll hold on to my little bit of tape, which probably would not fix my suit. That's okay. This will give me an opportunity to get something that I really, really, really want to get, which is going to be a light. Now, I want to get a few lights, so how about if I say 10? 10 lights. Now, what kind of lights do I want? Let's just go, of course I'm going to need iron. Huh, 10 lights, be 20 copper. And I have 21 in there. How about that? Iron. Okay, well, yeah, give me that. And, yeah. Okay. And I'm getting a little stinky, so what I'll probably do is take this off. I'll turn that off. Get some water. Cook ourselves up a potato. Right. Right. Oh, another seed. Okay. Alright, well, de-stinkify a little bit. How are we doing on water now? Still got 21 liters in there. Good. It's at 22.1. That's fine. That's going to soak up a little bit of the heat, which is fine. We're still at 14.8 up there, which is fine. Which means we're not generating too much heat here. We are doing really good here. Right. Okay. We are a little low on the thing. You know, the thing. Which means get you turned around to where I can get to the thing a little. You just get into place. Thank you. Right. So if we say let's go to, oh, I don't know, 80 degrees. That will bump up the CO2. Okay. Works for me. And we still got plenty in here. Plenty in here. Okay. How is our jetpack doing? Well, I can't put that canister in there. It'll go boom real fast. So I will leave that alone. It's not really much different than what's in this tank, so it's not using it up very much, so I don't really need to worry about that at all. Okay. Well. Right. Let's get the suit back on and let's get back at it, shall we? How we doing for juice? Yeah, let's swap the battery out just for the heck of it. You gave me 10 lights exactly. Let's go on out. How are we doing down here? 150. Yeah, that's not surprising considering. Which mean, okay, you're doing remarkably well. Okay. Right. Now let's turn you open. Turn you open. Turn you, yeah, open you up. You'll be fine. Sure, we'll do that as well. Equalize there. Ah, that's right. I had that open to do the right. All right, that's okay. That could get pushed up a little bit, right? In pressure. That's fine. I should probably paint you a color that says, "Hey, don't start arbitrarily open me up." Well, there's a thought. I mean, it's not like I'm going to do it or anything, but there's a thought. Right, you're still off because hopefully you are then free. You are free. Free of the pollutants. Yes. Yes, very much so. I'm tempted to open that up and get rid of some more of that pollutant, which should then actually be stored. Yeah. Yeah, you should be stored in here. So you're not at a pressure yet to stay a liquid. Okay. All the more reason for me to get some more of that condensing out of the loop. Because it would be nice to replenish this to a higher pressure. Which, actually, I should probably do since that's a lot cooler than that right now. So that'll help cool that down a wee little bit. Yeah, that was a good call, I think. I'll close you off. Yeah, let's open you now, which means you are going to start condensing that. You know, I might as well just leave that open because it'll slowly feed in more of that. I mean, ever so slowly. But it will do it. Honest, it will. There you go. See? Went from 403 to 402 moles. So, yes. It's a little bit, but it gets in there. It's still cooling down because of that. Yep. Right. Which means condense enough of that. I can push some more of the clean gas through there. Yeah. Okay. We'll figure this out. Let's get back to the chip. The chip. Light. Yeah, I want a light to go on when the filters get low. So, how badly do I want to cheese this? Probably fairly badly. Let's go ahead and just have this sticking up in the middle of the air. Why not? Let's get the right keys going. We'll do that.
Waste tank caution.
We could. You're not lying. I just remembered that I don't have any solid surface to mount the light on, so there's that. Now let's not take this lightly when it says waste tank. That's one of the things that'll get you. You have a little time and your air runs low, or even runs out of the tank for that matter. But when it comes to the waste tank, don't mess with the waste tank. Open, open, open. I'm actually rather surprised that it filled up that fast. I had not been outside. Let's get this put back over here. Right. Well, since I'm here, let's have a little snack, right? Sure. Yeah, you're doing your thing. I should get more, Hey, yeah, how many rolls of, tape did we want? How much iron do you have? You have 50 iron. What if I wanted, 30? 30 is a good round number. Sure. Let's say I wanted 30 rolls of tape. Just double check. Yes. Tool manufactory, tool stacker. Go for it. Yay. Now I don't have to worry about that. What I do have to worry about is, yeah, let's take you. I need to mount you to a wall. So what I may end up having to do... Come on, game. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. That's fine. I can work with that. I can work with that. So if we go ahead and do that, and then we do that, then we go. Yes, we do this. Now what I could do an LED. I do an LED. Because if I do an LED, I can have the chip tell what color it is. Yes. So if it's below... So I can read... let's get the thing down before I lose my train of thought. Right. So, could read the condition of both of the filters. And if it's below 50%, this can turn on with a yellow light. Otherwise, if it's above 50%, it can stay off with a white light saying everything, or even green. Yeah, we go green. Or do I have it turned on? Oh, what do these things take to run? LED, you are 25 watts. That's nothing to sneeze at if you're hurting for power. I mean, with all the other things that I have turned on right now. Yeah. Well, I can always change the code, right? So we'll leave it on. Though if it's green, I really don't want it on, do I? I want it to go on when there's an issue. So a caution would be yellow saying, hey, you're getting below 50% of your filters, probably need to swap one out. Then if it gets down to, hey, I have no filters left whatsoever, or even, let's say, 25%, so it'd be a half of one filter, so hey, you really, half of one filter, that could still go for a while. No, let's do red with, hey, both need to be replaced. That's, sure. Let's do that. Let's do that. Right. So, what will I need? Well, I know the output pressure here. I'll know the input pressure and temperature there. So that's no big deal. So I only need one pin for the LED. Or, since it's on a separate circuit, I could batch right. But, that's okay. We'll go ahead and do an LED. So let me just get that thing set in there to the LED. So, go in here and say, let's alias it. This is actually filtration this time. Filtration to dB. We will alias the light. Let's just say light, because not everyone's going to want to do the LED, right? Right. Let's do the light. to D0. Let's alias max temp. And we said 50 degrees, so 273 plus 50 is 823, correct? Sure. Sounds right. We'll do that. Let's see. Oh, we'll want max pressure, right? Alias. Oh, not alias. Not alias. Define. This is why we check our work, right? So, max pressure. Now, we can always turn down the regulator going to that oxygen line. So I probably would drop it down to, let's say, 30 megapascals, right? And so we would say, hey, if this gets above, if it gets up to 35 megapascals, which would be higher than the regulator, go ahead and shut off. I think that sounds about right. Still well below bursting pressure, so that should be okay. We're going to try our best not to put in too hot of a gas, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. Sure. Sounds good to me. So we'll start. Throw in a yield. Now, let's go ahead and... what do we want to do? Let's start by setting to the light the color as... let's do color. Okay, that's not exactly what I meant. Wow, there's a lot of... Alright, let's go back to LED. So color, read, write. Well, it should recognize... oh, it wants a register, so it does want a number, doesn't it? Okay, sure. Let's look up color, right? We should be able to click on that. Logic type color. Okay, now we're cooking with something. So green is 2. So that's what we originally want to initialize it to green, right? So 2, 5, 4. Right. Well, you know what we could do. So 2, 5, 4. We could define green as 2. Nope. All caps, please. Let's try to get the syntax the way we want it. 5. And, of course, that's 4. Let's check that. 2 green, 5 yellow, 4 red. 2, 5, 4, green, yellow, red. All right. So then I should be able to say, hey, go green. That should work. Now, what we want to check for first. So there's 3 conditions, really, that we want to check for. Obviously, the temperature coming in, the pressure going out, and then the status of the filters. Now, the status of the filters is going to be the most complex because we're checking to see how much are there between the 2 filters, what's the quantity between the 2 filters, and then if at a certain point go yellow, at a certain point go red, turn on, turn off, that kind of a thing. So, probably should take care of the filters first because the other ones are going to be dead simple, right? But if the other ones are dead simple, let's do those first, right? You can do it however you want because it's got to cycle through. But all right, let's do it simple. Temperature, right? So we'll load into R0 from filtration temperature input. Temperature input. Now set less than, because we'll want to try to look for it to be less than that to say true. And we'll say is R0, let's save to R0, is R0 less than max temp? If so, good. Then we can load into R1 from the filtration pressure output. And we can say set less than is R1 less than the max pressure. Then let's say, no. So we'll do an AND statement, and let's store this value into R10 so we can reuse R0, R1 however we want. So add and is both R0 and R1 good to go. We'll store that in R10. Next, we will load into R0. Oh, no. We'll load slot R0 from the filtration, and the slot will be 0. That should be the first filter, and we'll want quantity. And we'll basically do the exact same thing for R1 slot 1. So the quantity of the filter is going to go from 0 empty to 1 100%. So if we add both of them together, it'll go from 0 to 2. So since it makes more sense to be dealing with percentage, we'll need to multiply. Well, first we'll need to add the two together, then multiply that by 100. So let's go ahead and add those. Let's see. We'll reuse R0. Why not? We'll do R0 and R1, and then we'll multiply R0 or into R0 by 100. So that'll give us 0 to 200. Huh. Really want to... Well, we could leave it as 200. 0 to 200. Because the maths aren't going to be that much different. Yeah, let's do that. Or we could go ahead and divide by 2 to keep it from 0 to 100. Doesn't really matter. As long as we know that if it's below a certain point, go ahead and turn on something. But just for the simplicity of going from a percentage, let's divide R0 by 2. Okay. So now we have our 0 to 100. So I'm thinking branches. So we'll go ahead and say, hey, if you're above a certain level, branch down. Otherwise, go to the next. That makes sense. So if we are above a certain level, okay. No, so if we're not above a certain level, so branch relative greater than, because we've already set that to green, right? That's the initialization. It needs to come through and it needs to check the status. So if we're greater than this, we'll need to no, if we're less than. If R0 is less than 50%, then go to, we'll call it check 50, right? So we'll go to check 50 if it's below 50%. Now, if it's not below 50%, what do we want to do? Well, we'll want to go ahead and make sure that that color is green. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that to there. And I want to make sure that the light is off. So it'll show up green, but it won't be on, which means it won't be using power. So that'll be fine. And it doesn't have to be branch relative silly. It needs to be branch less than. And then what we'll want to do is we'll jump to the start. Because we've already checked that. We'll check that. No, you know what we'll want to do? We'll want to jump to right. Okay. Okay. Let me think about this. So we'll know from here whether or not, okay, is R10 good to go? So what we'll need to do here, and we can go ahead and use all, let's say R11, right? So set less than into R11. Bear with me here. This will all make sense eventually. Right. Is R0 less than, let's say 2, right? Is it less than 2? So less than 2%. So it has to be at least 2% in either filter or both of them combined. So if there's 1.2% and 1.2%, that's going to be a total of 2.4%. Actually, it'll actually be one. Anyway, as long as we have a little bit of filter, a very tiny amount of filter left, we know that nothing bad is going to get through. But once it gets to that point, before it runs completely out, we'll want to shut everything down. So that's why we have that stored into R11. So then is we can do R10. Let's reuse R10. It doesn't really matter though. We could reuse whatever we want because we have not got to these checks yet for the light. So all of this will work even without the checks for the light. So let's just do R10 to keep it simple. Is R10
Hydration critical.
Okay, gotta get a drink again. Is R10 and R11, are they both good? And then if that's the case, then we will save to the filtration the mode R10. So if everything's good, let's go ahead and keep it running. As long as we're above the minimum. Because even if we're down by one filter, we'll still want to continue to use it. So we've checked the temperature, we've checked the pressure, we've checked the filters. We should be good to go. If everything's good, we go ahead and do mode 1. If any of these are not good, it'll be mode 0. Then we can go ahead and check this stuff. So we don't have to worry about turning anything on and off. We just have to worry about changing the color and turning this on or off. So that'll be fine. So we will say check 50. And what we're going to do is actually I'm going to copy a lot of this stuff. Right, so go to check 50, right? So if we're less than 50, go to check 50. Now we're going to say, hey, if we're less than, say 5%, right? If we're less than 5, we need to see, okay, are we going to go check 0? We'll call it check empty. Right. Okay. So if we're less than 50, we'll go down here. Otherwise, everything's green, everything's hunky-dory. Then we check 50 and say, hey, are we actually less than the minimum that we want for the light to come on? And we'll just call that 5%. And then we can go ahead and check empty. Actually, we don't really need to check empty. So if it's less than 5%, we should just say, hey, go ahead and turn things to a different color. However, If we're less than 50, but we're above 5, go ahead and do these. So we want this to be yellow, and we want to turn that on. Now, if we go ahead and check empty, and it says, hey, less than 5, go to check empty, then we know we need that to be red. We need that to be on. Jump back to the start. Let's go ahead and see if this works, because that'll be interesting to find out. I have no idea. All right, let's turn you on. And you should have gone green, but you didn't. Why didn't you do that? What if we take you out? Okay, that should have. Okay, let's take you out. Right. What's not working? Let's go get some water first. What have I done? Sounded like it should have worked. Hey, did you work? It means you should have had, what? I said 30, so... Oh, I didn't have enough for 30 because it takes, 2. Oh, okay. Let's turn you off. Yeah, I needed a tape anyway, right? Right. In fact, let's take you inside so I can take my suit off and de-stinkify again. And yeah. Right. De-stinkify. See what's going on here. Right. So that should have worked. Why didn't you work? So it didn't initialize to begin with. Well, that's not cool. Alright. Temperature input. Are you less than the max? Pressure, same thing. And into R10. Load into the quantity there, the quantity there. Add them together. Multiply by 100, divide by 2. Set less than 2. Right, so R10 up here for those two things, plus this should then give you on or off, on or off. Ah, I see. So let's see now. R0 should stay intact, right? Because we're not changing R0, we're storing that value into here. So R0 should be intact. So if it's less than 50, go here. If it's less than 5, go here. if you're not less than that, maybe we should just turn that on to begin with, right? Let's just go ahead and turn it on, do green. That's what it should be anyway. Yellow and then red. It should work. It should work. If you're less than 50, go down to 50. If you're less than 5, go to empty. Right. Okay, let's save light on 1 for the initialization. Alias light D0, right, should be the LED. I mean, it should all work. Well, no. Alright, you're doing your thing. Let's go ahead and slap you back on. Let me find out what the hell is going on here. Because if this doesn't work, we're going to have to get back to basics really quick. Come on. Okay. So, what was different than the... Oh, okay. So what was different? So if I take you out, you should go to yellow, right? That's not yellow. That is definitely below 50%. You're idle. Why are you idle? Oh, you're probably idle because of this temperature, right? Good. However, okay, so the red works. Why is that not... Should that not be yellow? That should be yellow. Why are you not yellow? I mean, red works. Okay, let's check the code. Let's adjust the code. So it's cool that that works. So why are you not working? 5. 5. Less than 50. Go down to here. Now, if you're greater than 5, that should turn to yellow. That shouldn't. Okay. Let's call you 75 then. And let's call you 10. Right, so if our... Oh. No, divide by 2, right? So, okay. If, let's say one's at 100, one's at 50. That'd be 150, right? So if we add them two together, well, that'd be 150. Actually, 1.5. Right? Times it by 100, that's 150. Divide by 2, that would be 75. Are you less than 75? No. Are you greater than? That's what I should say. If you're greater than that, then you should be a yes, and then you should run. Right. Anyway, but that would still be 75, right? If we're talking about 100 and plus 50, that would be 75. So, are you less than 75? If you're not less than 75, green, turn on. If you are less than 75, then come on down to here. And if you are not below 10, go yellow, turn on. Right. If you are below 10, go here, it's red, and turn on. Jump back to the start. Okay. Let's take you out. Export you. Put you in. Okay. Turn it off, it automatically turns back on. So now, if I take one of these out, that will definitely be below 75, right? Between the two. So if I take you out, why are you still green? Why are you still green? Should I not multiply by 100? Let's comment you out. Maybe it is 0 to 100 now? Okay, that still works. Let's pull you out. Aha! Okay, did not need to multiply by 100. Okay. All right. Job done. So you're idle, but no, you're active. Why are you active? It's already in your hand, silly. It's a bit warm, don't you think? Break out the code again. All right. Nope. Fix one thing, I broke another. Right, so 823 is going to be... Did I do something stupid? That's something stupid, isn't it? That's... 273 is going to be 323. I know how to do maths. Export. You're idle. Thank you. Yep. I know what I'm doing. Wrong. Right. You've got a long ways to go. How are you doing? I've been meaning to ask you. How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, you are getting where you need to be. Are you empty then? You are empty. How about we turn you off, put you in that direction. That will allow you to do oh, that's warm. I mean, makes sense. You're turned off because you were, getting down to there. Well, let's turn you open. That's going to make that go a little bit on the high side, but that's okay. Because that means that'll start cooling down. Now we got to be careful. Because we're at the high pressure. If we get too cold... Or this is still working, right? Yeah, and yeah, you're nowhere near 45 megapascals. So, yeah, and you know what I can do? Since you're empty, I can put you back up. Right. Wait, since you're empty, you're not really heating anything up. You are starting to cool down. ever so slowly. That's all right. That'll work. But if you could get under 3 megapascals by the time this starts to condense, I'll be very happy. Thank you very much. Right. How warm are you, by the way? You're still plenty warm. All right. Okay. Yeah, you're still a bit on the toasty side, which means you're not gonna have... Oh, that's right. I had all that stuff turned off so the pollutant could condense. Oh, my heavens. Which you're... Wow. That's, 70 degrees. That... Let's turn you off. It's all about Let's get you turned on. Let's top you back up. All right. Well, that's rather impressive. Let's turn you back open and let's get some more pollutant into you. Because at a certain point, yeah. Okay. You know what? That's good enough. Let it do that thing, and I'm almost tempted to do something stupid, but why would I do that? Right. How badly are you going to heat up if I do that? I would imagine a fair amount of heat would get transferred over. But that's less of an issue since you just went ahead and got rid of all the pollutant, which means I could open you up to help cool you down a wee little bit. How are you doing? You still have plenty of reserve. That you're... Oh, okay. Okay. You know, I may raise you up to 20 degrees just so. Right. Okay. Now, if I were to turn you on right now, you would actually heat that up and suck some heat out of there, which, not really necessary, I don't think. But since that got down to 70 some odd degrees, that means this should get down probably, yeah, close to 20-ish here. As long as I don't have to worry about that getting out of hand. It's going to take a while, though. That's the problem. It always takes a while. But that's definitely an improvement. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so that is working. It's just taking forever. Story of my life. Right. You were that. You're too warm, which is, well, not surprising, considering you're trying to cool that down, which is fine. Also, that's fine as well. Okay. Right. How are you doing then? You are out of that. I could open you up and make more water, but let's hold off on that. Yours... Wow, that's a lot of O2. Okay. I almost feel bad about eating up all the potatoes. you're still at idle because you're still way too hot, which is perfectly fine. What's the percent? Actually, 12%. I mean, so I don't have an unlimited amount of oxygen. I just have a fair amount of oxygen, which is, well, perfectly fine. Right. I could probably modify the code for you. Could. Let's turn all those on just because. Would be kind of nice to know what the difference in the two temperature scales are. Now, what would really throw everybody is if they included Fahrenheit. That would really mess a bunch of people up. But that's okay, because it used to mess me up trying to figure out Celsius, which I know a lot of people say, that's so easy. Yeah, well, that's only if you're taught that kind of scale. But anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing? I need to grab the code out of the thing. So how about we throw that back down on the floor? We grab a U, put you in there, and we will export. Now, the code... I'm not going to touch the code for here because... What? What did I do? I did stupid stuff, didn't I? Let's grab another chip, and let's hit the import button. Right. Let's slap you there, which will make you happy, and let's export that there.
Hunger caution.
And I'm hungry. Right. We'll get back to you. No, actually, we'll not get back to you. We'll bring you along. Okay. Okay, we're not doing horrible for power. I mean, considering what I'm running, I'm doing actually pretty good. I'd rather have more power, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, put you there. Let's do that. Take the suit off. Pair ourselves out. Have a snack. I should probably cook another one up because of reasons. Here, there you go. I have trade running right now, which I should probably either utilize or turn off. One of those two. So I'll ignore it. Yeah. Now, let's go into here. Why are there... I don't know. Let's get rid of those spaces. Now. So here's what we'll do. We don't need that no more. But what we can do is add... Actually, I take that back. It is subtract into R0 from R0 to 7.3. Now, some people will say 273.5. Probably another few years after they do some more calculations, it'll be 273.5410, whatever. But, yeah. That'll be close enough for government work. And then that will then get to the... We'll leave it hot display just because we'll need to figure out the one thing. That should give us Celsius now. And if I had another chip, I could export it. But I don't, so I can't, so I won't. I'll just have some potato. And speaking of potatoes, deja vu all over again. If I only had a Larry, I could probably not put him up there because the cables are in the way. But, oh well. Right. Well, we've got trade going. Need to finish up the pad, get a runway laid down. Very carefully remove some more terrain around the runway. But we're hanging in there. We purchased some water. We've made some water, very tiny, minuscule amount. But we're continuously to cool down. We got the storm capture working just fine. We've got the oxygen reclamation going into the water maker. That's now automated with a little nice little light to let us know that, hey, the filters are low, silly. You need to really know what. Yeah. Still need to figure out a better way of getting the main coolant line, well, cool. But other than that, I think we're doing somehow still okay. Day 279. How am I still here? I don't know. I figured I would have failed already and I would have had to done the more efficient version of this base, but until that time occurs, or I actually get to the point where I can survive comfortably, the more efficient version will just have to wait. It'll get there one day, perhaps, possibly, maybe. We'll see. Other than that, I think that'll do it for the moment. So until next time, take it easy. See you on the flip side, and as always, although challenges can be fun, don't let having fun be a challenge. See ya.